Welcome back once again to Roy and Rescue. I've had numerous emails that have all had great questions, great comments, and this one in particular was one that I wanted to address yet again. I know that I did do a podcast on how to deal with death and dying and when CPR doesn't work. However, we've had it sounds like a family that was trying to enjoy a Memorial Day weekend and came upon a man who apparently drowned or had some type of problem that put him in cardiac arrest. When they arrived, they began rescue efforts immediately, which is phenomenal. It sounds like the husband and the father did hundreds of compressions before EMS arrived and gave this individual the best chance at survival he could have hoped for if that day was not his day to die. And I can't emphasize this enough, that when we talk about CPR, especially basic life support, I cannot tell you enough that unless as a paramedic, an advanced EMS personnel, you can't get your head wrapped around the fact that life is really quite fragile, and it's actually more easy to die than we realize. And I think a lot of times we cheat death and we have these mishaps that happen and these near misses, but we didn't lose our life over it, whether that be a bicycle accident or a car accident or chest pain or a stroke or an illness. We really are given the gift of life a lot, and we begin to take life for granted, I think, a little bit. When in reality, life is precious and it's fragile, and it is easier to die than we realize. All we really need to do is have a pH imbalance beyond a certain threshold, too much toxicity in our body, pump failure from congestive heart failure or heart damage, a blood vessel that's major burst or be ruptured from a traumatic injury, a spinal cord injury from tweaking our neck too far one way. I mean, I don't want to cause this paranoia, but I really want us to get a good grip around the fact that a part of living is dying, and unless we as rescuers can accept the fact that every human being is going to die someday and maximize the fact that every day we live we can enjoy life to the fullest, we run the risk of feeling guilty that we were not able to reverse the inevitable. And it's not easy. It's never been easy. I didn't become a paramedic to watch people die. I became a paramedic to help people through a life-threatening crisis and give them a second chance at this wonderful thing we call life. When you as rescuers do the best you can to help somebody through their crisis, regardless of how the outcome turns out, you did your part. And if that person remains dead, which is what happened here, nobody killed this individual. This person went into cardiac arrest from whatever the cause, drowning, heart problems, stroke, dehydration, hypothermia. I mean, there's 1,000 things that could have happened to why this person happened to go into cardiac arrest. It's just that we put two and two together. He was in the water and he was in cardiac arrest, so we assumed that he drowned. It could have been his day to die. But you know what's really cool is that the fact that you as human beings intervene, the fact that you care enough to go outside your level of comfort and get involved in a stranger's life, or in anybody's life for that matter, and try to help them, is the greatest gift of love that any human being could do for another person. So whether a victim lives or dies, if you tried, if you cared, you gave that individual the gift of death with dignity. And in this particular case, it sounds like the person who emailed me in held this dying man's head in her arms while helping to open his airway. And I just think that that's a beautiful love story of humanity. And it's one, quite frankly, that we need to hear a lot more of. The news is filled with death and dying and murder and terrorism and war. Where's the good stories? Why won't this story get printed about this family that was out enjoying their holiday and ended up giving up their holiday? Not only their holiday, but gave up more than their holiday because this scene keeps going through their mind about how they could have done more. Maybe they could have done more. Maybe they could have helped more. When in reality, they gave it all. They gave everything they could to this man who was in the dying process. You gave that man, in the last minutes of his life, the greatest gift anyone could receive, and that's the gift of true love and compassion. You didn't fail. You were a true rescuer. Be at peace and know that if that day was not that man's day to die, he would have survived because of your love and your effort in trying to help him. But it was his day to die. But you still accomplished what was meant to be accomplished. You showed compassion. From Roy on Rescue, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.